dynamic out there. Can you just talk us through what today's practice?
Well, it was a good day. It's a learning experience. Anytime you get a chance to go against a different defense, you learn a lot. And there are different coverages, different fronts from an offensive perspective. And then defensively, you're seeing different route combinations and a different run scheme. So it was excellent for both sides of the ball. Nobody got hurt. There was no fights. I think it was a good learning experience for both sides.
I wanted to ask you about Bakari Rambo. He struggled to tackle in that one-on-one on Saturday, but then he had a nice performance today in the practice. Where is he at? Where does he need to be?
He's where he is. He's playing. He's trying to get better, but he's another guy that is going to be very important to see how he does in the preseason games and if he's improved in his tackling. Very, very important. But he's got great ball skills. He's got a good feel for the position. He's playing with a little bit more confidence, which helps. So hopefully he can bring the tackling along with the strides that he's made, both mentally and physically in the back end.
Jay, was there anything specifically that you saw with the offense that improved as the day went on, from the first 11-11 session to maybe later on? Was there anything that you can pinpoint that you were pleased with in that area?
Robert
and the offense overall.
I think our running game was pretty good, pretty solid. There's every play there was something different that we can get better at. Maybe it's a release off the jam. We got to do a much better job of getting off the bump and run. They did a nice job defensively of really stoning our receivers from time to time. So we got to work on our releases, give our quarterbacks some better plays maybe. But overall, I just think it's about going out there, running our base offense, and seeing how they react to different looks. And the one thing that I think we have to improve mostly on is, A, getting off the jam, B, our decision-making at quarterback, and then obviously we always have to work on our protection, but I felt good about where our running game is.
Were you where you thought you would be offensively and defensively, or did you kind of come out of saying, man, we got a little more work to do, or we're better off?
It's early in camp. I didn't expect perfection by any stretch, but I felt good about the knowledge of the system. Very few busts. We had a few busts at receiver, a bust at fullback, one or two here and there, a bust at left guard, a couple of them here or there that we have to correct. But overall, I think as much as we've thrown at them at an early stage in camp, I thought we did pretty good both sides of the ball. So this is what coaching is all about, man. We're going to come out here and grind on these guys in the walkthrough, correct the mistakes that we made, and then hopefully come out tomorrow and have less mentals and improve on the way we did today.
Coach, to your right, just curious on your thoughts of the physicality of the Patriots cornerbacks today, and just in general, how tough is it, do you think, it's going to be for cornerbacks to adjust to the new emphasis on the rules this year? Well,
they didn't have a problem today. There were no referees out there, but they did a nice job. Our corners did a nice job too, and bumping around at some stages too. So, they have two very physical corners, and some of their backups did a nice job also of playing good physical bump around. It's a great test for our guys. It's something that we're going to have to work on. Our releases all the time, and how we're going to get off inside release, outside release, and still maintaining our depth, integrity of our route. And I think we got knocked off quite a bit today. So it was an excellent learning experience. I like the fact that they're physical because teams are going to try to be physical with our guys, and it's going to happen until we get off consistently and make them pay.
Coach, Aldrick Robinson caught a long ball for a touchdown. Bashad Breeland broke up a pass, made a nice recovery to break up a pass. Do those plays jump out at you, and what kind of impression do they make on you? And is it a long-lasting impression?
It is. It's an impression. You love big plays. You love stopping big plays, and it was good to see Breeland recover on the deep ball. He was beat initially, but he stayed with it and made a nice pass breakup. And, of course, Aldrick had a great play on the deep corner out. Kirk threw a great ball. Unfortunately, we probably would have been sacked on the play, but it was great to see Kirk let it fly, and great to see Aldrick take a great angle and make a big play. And Aldrick's had a great camp. He really has. He's made big play after big play, and that doesn't go unnoticed. And it's good to see Breeland stick with the long one and knock it down.
Coach, what kind of relationship have you had with Bill Belichick, and in what light did you view him as you came up as a coach?
Well, as you view him with the respect that he deserves. He's won a lot of games, a lot of football games, and a lot of Super Bowls, so he deserves his respect. And this is the first time I've really had a chance to talk to him. I met him at the coaches' convention, whatever it was, the head coaches thing in Orlando. But, he's a good football coach, and obviously his record speaks for itself.
You had Keenan Robinson was out there calling defensive signals really for the first time against another team. And it's Tom Brady, and they're running a fast-paced offense. How did he do keeping up with things, keeping everybody in place out there?
They did good. They did really good. Keenan did a nice job, and I think the communication was excellent. There's some things we got to tighten down a little bit, but overall I felt good about our communication as far as defensively is concerned, and they did some good things. They obviously hit a couple screens on us, so we got to do a better job of tackling and getting the right spot. But overall, offense and defense, I thought the communication was excellent. The lack of mental mistakes was pretty good, but there are obviously things that we have to improve on for sure.
It's kind of similar lines, but Ryan Kerrigan had said that was a struggle, just the up-tempo offense and keeping up with it and lining up quick enough. How do you think they adjusted? I mean, I know it's just one practice, but from that.
That's a learning experience. One, you see how we are in shape, and I noticed that on the fourth and fifth play of a couple of those drives, some of our guys were coming off real high, and they weren't coming off the ball, and it's something we have to address as far as making sure our guys are in shape, and if we have to get extra running after practice, we'll have to do that. I think that was probably the most disappointing thing in it. Some of the guys, defensive line-wise, getting off and continue to rush, and they get tired. But overall, the communication I thought was good. I think our secondary is where they needed to be at all times. We didn't give up any big plays, but I think just from a stamina standpoint, we have to get better and better, and we have 5 or 6 weeks to do that before Houston.
You've mentioned throughout camp the problem with, I guess, your receivers getting off the line of scrimmage. You mentioned today. Is that something because you guys lack natural size at the wide receiver spot, so they can't fight through those jams, or is there something technique-wise with smaller guys maybe that you can do to get them better in that area?
Well, it's a little bit of, they can get a little bit better technique. They can be a little more patient with their releases. And it's not that they didn't get off a lot of times. Sometimes they just cheated their depths a little bit. But we did have some instances where we did get off and run some excellent routes. So it wasn't like every play they were getting shut down. There were just a few instances throughout the day that we got jammed off our route and our depth got, messed up because they got bumped around so much. But there were some great releases. Ryan Grant had a couple. Deshaun had a couple. Pierre had a couple good ones. Aldrich obviously had 2 or 3. So we did a good job. I don't want to say all our guys got jammed at the line because that didn't happen, but it is a learning experience and how physical it will be at the line of scrimmage on Sunday. So it was a great test for us today and a great learning experience.
Jay, this Patriots team had some pretty significant offseason changes, but it was still a 12-4 team last year. How much more do you get against these guys than you would, say, against the Browns or the Texans or somebody else that didn't have so much success as they did last year?
Well, I don't know. I think both of us are just trying to look at our guys. We're not trying to compare rosters, or we're not trying to gauge our team off of what they do. We're trying to worry about what we do. We're trying to implement our scheme, teach the way we want to play. And obviously going against New England is a great opportunity for us to see how we match up. But really, we feel good about where we are, what we've installed so far, where we're going. We're obviously not satisfied where we are today and what happened today. But we are on the right track, I believe. Having New England come in here, a proven winner, is obviously excellent. A great chance for us to improve our football team and see where we're at. But I like where we're headed.
There, the injury situation, looks like both Jacksons were back today. Do you have any update on C-Strunk? He looked like he walked off kind of funny there with that ankle.
I didn't get an update. I think he's going to be fine. I would have been told different, but I think they're all a go for tomorrow.
Pretty much debating, or there's a lot of depth at a lot of places.
And it's nothing set in stone right now. We just had to do it for the media. So we just put the depth chart out there, and we have a pretty good idea who our ones are and our twos are, but there is still plenty of competition at a lot of spots. But this is our starting point right now. Sometimes if it's close, we put the veteran in front, and then we'll just go from there. As let the preseason games play it out. That could be changeable. We could change it after our first preseason game. We'll see how it goes.
Similar. Is there any update on Hatcher? Any expectation at all?
No. It's just up to Larry and Hatcher. But he's doing a great job. I watch him out there doing individual drills and working, and he's very, very close. I can tell you that.
Robert Griffin III has talked a lot about hoping to learn some things from Tom Brady. Is there anything that you hope that he might pick up from Brady over this week?
Well, I just, it's hard. I think just the way he conducts his business and the pro that he is, and anytime you have a chance to watch him firsthand, it's fun to watch. He's definitely got total control over the offense, and that's one thing that we want to get Robert to, where he has absolutely total control over what's happening on every play, where he doesn't mess up on a progression, where he knows exactly if he's covered, he's going here to run, or he's going right to left on your radio dot, whatever it is. Just total command of the game. And Robert's only in his third year, and this is his first year in this system, so there will be some growing pains, but ideally I want him to have just total understanding of every possible play and every coverage scenario and where to go with the football, and it'll come for him. It'll take some time, but it'll come.
Jay, off the Redskins and Patriots, just because it's a big story, Andy Dalton got a huge contract this morning. Obviously, you're very familiar with him. Your thoughts on that situation?
Very happy for him. Much deserved. He's won a lot of games at Cincinnati, and his future is very bright for him and the Bengals, and very proud of the fact that I was part of bringing him into Cincinnati, and I'm glad he got a good deal. He got a great family, works hard, and is a heck of a person.
Tomorrow, in terms of pads, physicality, things of that nature.
It'll be similar to today. We might do a session live. We'll do more situational work, more red zone stuff. We'll try to.
And then Wednesday, is that going to be more of a slower day before game, more of a
it'll be more. We might do some ones versus
through.
ones because the lack of time. The ones will play. We might do some ones and ones, maybe a 2-minute or something like that. Get a little extra work there.
How much the ones will play Thursday yet?
No, I don't know. It depends on how we do. All right. Thank you.